couple minutes before I got to go back to work. Matt Slick, Prudent Discourse. The car analogy. The constant assertion by Christians and apologists that we operate on faith as well, that we have faith that gravity is going to work tomorrow, etc., etc., etc. Matt Slick used a car analogy, driving a car. He said, you can't prove that when you drive down the road that a car isn't going to cross the center line and careen into you. But we had sort of observed that, hey, people in general don't want to do that. It's not a desirable outcome by anybody. Cars are relatively safe, and so you do it anyway. It's a false analogy, my friend. We know we can't prove it. We can't prove that we're not going to get into an accident. This is in no way analogous to having faith in the existence of a supreme deity, specifically the Christian God, which is even, one step removed from just a deity, quite a large step. You have faith in the unseen, and you don't really have any reasonable expectations, actually, that it exists, not empirically. When it comes to driving a car, no, we can't prove that we're not going to get into an accident, nor do we require proof that we're not going to get into an accident to drive, nor do we have the expectation of proof that we're not going to get into an accident. It is a calculated risk. It's not faith. I don't have faith that when I drive somewhere that I'm not going to get into an accident. I have a reasonable expectation based on the things that you mentioned, that people in general don't want to get into an accident, except for some suicidal guy, and they're usually headed for an 18-wheeler, not my little car. And that cars are generally safe, especially if they've been in my shop. And that, especially if the road conditions are good and that sort of thing, I have a reasonable expectation that I won't get into an accident. But guess what I do? I buy insurance. Not just because it's mandatory, but because I know that it's quite possible that I could have my car written off and I could have severe injuries and require a pretty copious influx of cash to fix that. I buy insurance specifically because I can't prove that I won't get into an accident, but I drive anyway because it is a calculated risk. I know that the possibility is quite low, the probability is low, and so I'm willing to take that risk to do what I've got to do to get on with my day, etc., etc. Calculated risk and faith, they're just not the same thing. Thanks for watching.